Well, hey there. Good morning. We are rocking it from Boulder, Colorado. It is an exciting week. It is, I don't know if it's your jam, but it is 70.3 World Week here in the United States. So we're hosting the World in St. George, Utah. And if you happen to be doing that that epic race, get ready to rumble. It's going to be an amazing weather day, a little chilly in the morning. So plan accordingly. But, no reason to elicit more fear and add stress. Mondays, for me, are about getting us ready for the week. So if you're a female and you're racing on Friday, this is a perfect session. If you're a guy and you're racing on Saturday, this is also a perfect session. And you might even want to repeat it after you travel if you haven't done so. So if you're on your way, today's focus, as usual, is to open up the hips, add some thoracic spine mobility, and just really set your week off in a really, really good way. So adductors, inner thighs, if they are tight, they're going to inhibit glute function, period. Hip flexors, if they're tight, they're going to inhibit glute function. So if you remember anything from today's session, remember, tightness is not strong, it is merely tight, and it is getting in the way of other things. Training makes us tight, so it's important that we have a really active mobility protocol to make sure that the body stays open and flowing. And I talk a lot about the movement bubble. So we may use our foam roller today, so make sure you keep it close. But we're going to start out in this lateral half kneeling position, and we're just going to get right down to business. So first thing on the lateral half kneeling is that I want your foot nice and flat to the ground, and that starts working on that ankle mobility. And all we're going to do is push the hips straight back, and as the hips go back, the chest falls very naturally. So I don't want you to bow, I don't want you to drop your chest, I want you to push your hips back, okay? And right there, let's go ahead and go pinkies to hip bones, and we're just going to open the chest and push the hips back, and let's go 5 of those. 2. This is about a 20-minute session today. 20 minutes of mobility every single Monday. Good. And I can count pretty good, like most trainers. Good. And then same thing on the other side. Lateral half kneeling, make sure that that foot is straight, and make sure that the pinky toe is on the ground. Thumbs out to the outside, pinkies on the hip bones. Drive the hips back 5 times. 2, 3, 4, one more, and 5. Same thing other side. We're going to add a little bit of breath. So right here, first things first, let's take your hands, put it on your rib cage, stay in the lateral half kneeling position. From right here, I want to see your rib cage expand. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth like you're playing a trumpet. Okay? So big inhale. Mobility through your rib cage. Activating diaphragm, which in turn activates pelvic floor. Super important. 3. Same thing other side. Activate the diaphragm. As you inhale, the diaphragm drops. In return, the pelvic floor begins to wake up. Okay? Hands on the rib cage, feel it expand. 3 big breaths. And it contracts. Good. One thing you might notice, my rib cage expands laterally and it contracts laterally. It does not compress vertically. So when you get that enhanced rib cage expansion and then you blow it out, keep the space between the ribs and the hips. Okay, adding the weight of the arms is going to add some glute activation. So right here, we're going to push the hips back, let the arms come to the front. The hips are naturally going to go a little bit further back. 2, 3, 4, position of the hands kind of matters. Try and keep that same pinkies to the midline. 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, good, and 10. Good. Same thing other side. Pinky to the ground, nice big rib cage. Pull the ribs off the hips. Push the hands to the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Little by little, you should just start losing that. You're not even thinking about that adductor. You're starting to get more blood flow. It's starting to heat up. The hip motion is starting to happen a little bit more naturally. Good. 2 more. Good. And 1 more. Very nice. Okay, let's go into a quadruped position. That's on hands and knees. And from right there, the knees are going to be parallel. Hands are on the ground. Right here, we're going to go very simple, cat and cow. Tuck the tailbone under. Tuck the chin. And right back up. Tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin. Tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin. And 1 more. And good. I'm going to stay at this angle. We're going into half kneeling position. From the half kneeling position, we want to keep the space between the ribs and the hip. This space, sometimes we use from foundation training, is a beautiful tool, and you always have it. So thumbs on your bottom rib, pinky on your hip bone. Keep that space right there. We're going to go right knee up and driving that right knee way over the toe. And don't collapse here. If you want to, you can use that measuring stick. And then come right back. So you're getting knee over toe is the focus, but what's actually getting open is this hip back here. Keep that nice space. 2, we're just going to go 5 of those. Push into it. Really loading that right forefoot. Getting that big old ankle mobility. Open side hip. Good. Every single one of my pros that I have the pleasure of working with will be doing this session when they arrive in St. George to help get them ready, their hips open to get that shakeout ride, shakeout run, and get them ready to race. So you're in good company. This is not a beginner session by any means, but it is simple. I value simple things. Okay, drive that left knee over toe. Keep the ribs over hips. We got 5 of these. All the age group ECFIT athletes that are doing St. George will do this upon arrival to St. George as well. So even though it's Monday, lots of people traveling today, this session is always available in the playlist on ECFIT Strength here. And you will also see another almost 70 mobility sessions. And you are just welcome to use them whenever you want. Could definitely go into a daily routine. Good. Now let's focus with the 2 hands overhead. We're going to go thumbs to the back. We're working right knee over big toe, driving into the forefoot, 2 hands overhead. 1, 2, 3. You're reaching up. Don't reach into the back seat. Don't reach there. Reach up. Pull the ribs off the hips. Same thing other side. Left knee over big toe. 2 hands straight up. Pull those ribs off the hips. 2, 3, 4, and 1 more, straight up, and 5. Okay, that's a progression, 2 hands overhead. We're going to regress the movement back into a quadruped position. From here, last time we did the cat and the cow, knees were parallel. Let's take the right knee 3 inches in front of left. If some is good, more isn't better. As a matter of fact, it screws this whole movement up. So 3 inches, that's it. Hands are nice and parallel under the shoulders, and all we're going to do is rock back and 4. Keep the head in a nice strong position. 2, 3. This is toggling and rotating through that SI joint, through the sacrum, right here. And the more gentle that movement is, the more likely that sacrum is to just kind of release and just give you that very gentle hip rotation that you need when you run and ride to avoid this kind of movement with your pelvis. Good. And then we'll just go ahead and switch sides. So offset the knees the other way, 3 inches. Hands under the shoulders. I like to spread the fingers apart, nice and strong in the head position. Little push back and back out. And I can really bring this home. I am a triathlete. I have been traveling, so I haven't been on the bike very much. So I'm just bringing the bike back into my world after a full summer of preparation for 70.3 Santa Cruz. But I will say that bringing the bike in, I can feel right there that little bit of tug and that little bit of tension through the SI joint. So it just really reinforces. Those of you that are super fit, spend a lot of hours on the bike, you might not feel what I'm feeling, but reinforcing this sacral rotation here, nice and easy, and the hip decoupling, it's a very, very good thing. All right, so let's work into the thoracic spine a little bit. And we're just gonna go back into the half kneeling position, same detail. Pinky on the ground, push your hips back, and let's go 2 hands on the ground. And from right there, just push the hip back. We're gonna take the right leg is out, the right hand is gonna reach under, and then up. Okay? Right hand under, 2, 3, 4, and 5. When we do mobility, if some is good, more isn't better also. So you find that kind of end range, that natural stopping point, and just stop and go with it. Take what your body will give you. Don't try to force it, and you're going to have a lot more long-term success with your movement bubble. Your movement bubble needs to be big. So if you trip and you have to fall and catch yourself in an awkward position, it's like no big deal for your nervous system because it has seen so many different movements, and the fascial system and the nervous system work together to just kind of make your movement bubble bigger and better. So we just kind of get comfortable here, nice and easy. Left leg is out, left arm under, and 1. So again, right there, I feel a little bit of tugging in my low back, so I'm not going to force that. 3. Chances are you're in your basement. Nobody's judging. And 5. Good, let's go 1 more time each side. Right leg out, lateral half kneeling position. 1, 5 reps. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Awesome. All right, let's take it into a couple of standing poses here. So we want to go 1.5 times shoulder width. So this would be 2 times shoulder width, which is kind of your widest stance. So bring it in just a little bit. And we're going to let your heels be ever so slightly inside of your toes. So that's going to put us into external rotation. And we're dropping that straight down into a squat. We're going to go 10 body weight squats. 10 fingertips to the ground, 2. That's our measuring stick. Can we get into that position with comfort? 4, 5. Put some heat into that pelvis. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Shake that out just a little bit. Mix up the nervous system. So, nice and easy. And then go right back to that stance. This time, Let's go ahead and square up the outsides of the feet. So as a level 2 foundation training instructor, I am always going to bring principles from Dr. Eric Goodman's foundation training into my practice with you guys. I just can't help myself. I believe in it so much. I've seen the power of what it has done for many of my athletes, most of my athletes, 100% of my athletes. And I share it with all of you guys because I think it'll help. Okay, squaring up the outsides of the feet. We're just going to push the hips back. First move, and hands onto the knees. So push your hips back, keep your chest open, and all we're going to do is glide right and glide left. 2, 3, 4. I broke, those of you that don't know me, I broke my ankle in early July. And I'm back to 100%. I've went through the whole return to run program. Yesterday I went on a trail run. That's the other thing. This group loves to follow each other on Strava. So if you're new today, give us a follow on Strava. ECFIT Strength and Aaron Carson. Okay, right there. That's the first time that I felt my ankle in about 3 weeks. I've been running on the road, and then I went on the trail on Sunday, and it looks like I'm getting a little bit of tightness through there. So as I glide, I can really start feeling that ankle. Bringing awareness to your body, the right-left balance of your body, doesn't mean there's an emergency over there or should back off. I'm just conscious of it, that maybe running on the road, easier on my ankle than trail running. Duh, didn't take a rocket science to figure that one out, right? Okay, so right here, we're gonna add the weight of the arms into that big founder. Drop your elbows, 1. Drop your elbows right there. 2, hands to the height of your chin. 3, you're gonna feel this high hamstring. 4, you're gonna make them more intense each time. 5, that means your hips are going further and further back. Your hands are coming higher and higher. 6, 7, 8, 9, one more. This is 10. Hold it. Push your fingertips together. As you push your fingertips together, you should feel all of your high hamstring, all of your adductors kind of come into a more and more intensity just by pushing the hands together. Okay, come out of that, shake that out. Let's bring it to the floor. Good job. Whew. Okay, into a seated 90-90 position. This is another position that you can just start telling, can you sit? So right here, coming straight out of the midline, put that right knee. And then let the right knee be in 90 degrees. The left knee should be going straight out. There should be a 90-degree angle through your pelvis here, through your pubic bone. So 90 degrees there, 90 degrees there. From there, let's take 2 hands and just drop straight down on that lead knee. 1. Again, use your upper body to just support yourself. 2, you don't want to be floppy. 3, 4, opening up that low back, opening up the space between the ribs and the hips. I'm actually even a little sore from the weekend. Okay, 90 degrees with my lead knee, it's my left. 90 degrees from the pubic symphysis. 90 degrees with the right knee. 2 hands to the front. And just bow into that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 more. And 5. That's all I got for you today. I hope you feel like $1,000,000. The typical Monday for the ECFIT Premium group, this is the group that I program all of their strength Monday through Friday or Sunday through Saturday using Training Peaks. I'm going to be adding full surge to that as an accompaniment to a lot of the runners who now use full surge rather than Training Peaks. If that's a good idea, give me a thumbs up. Hope you have an amazing day. Had a nice run today. Peace out. See you in St. George. See me out on course. Give me a shout out.